What's up, people? Magnus Carlsen, who lost his 4 games in this Norway test. He faced in the 9th round against wesleyso, the leader of the tournament. They draw the classical game, so let's see what happened in the Armageddon. Wesleyso opened with d4, and Magnus is playing very aggressive in this last tournament, and he's playing c5, always trying to win. Knight f3, and for this game he decides to play e6. In the classical games he tried d6. Okay, e6 by Magnus, d4, takes and a6, that's the Can Sicilian. Some days ago I analyzed a game of Fabiano Caruana in the Romania Grand Chess Tour with this idea of bishop e2. But for this game, wesleyso goes with bishop d3. I employed this move during the last year in all of my games against the Can Sicilian. Here black have many moves, for example bishop c5 is one of them, to go back with the bishop and attacking the knight. Bishop e7 here. And there is another way to play with queen c7 followed by d6, knight f6. And Magnus for this game decided to play knight c6, knight takes. Magnus recaptured with the d pawn. B takes is another possibility, trying to play d5 later, but okay, white is fine here, changing the center with c4. That's the best move of the position, trying to break the center, because okay, black have no development, so it's useful to break the position and to open the position when our opponent have no development. But okay, Carlsen take with the d pawn, knight e2 by wesleyso, e5 by Magnus. He's playing e5 into tempos, but the idea is can develop this bishop, because this pawn c6 is very bad here, closing the bishop. So that's why black plays e5 into tempos, and the bishop is bad placed on d3. Knight c4, bishop e6, and now wesleyso play a little bit strange move. Half sense, it's not the favorite of the machine, but okay, half sense, because he's attacking e5. Here Magnus Carlsen couldn't find the way to refute the move. He should sacrifice a pawn. There is 2 ways to make this. For example, knight f6 is a possibility. Just give him the pawn. Now playing b5. The knight should go back and bishop d6, queen c3 and c5. And here let's see that black give a pawn, but he developed all his pieces and he takes so much space in the queen side. Added to that, this bishop is the white half the pieces bad placed. So black have a great counterplay for the pawn here. Or the other possibility here was bishop b4. And if, for example, if bishop d2, now black have this idea of queen d4, defending the e5 pawn and attacking on b2. And if white plays king f1, which is the best move, now the same. We are going to sacrifice the pawn with knight f6, b5, and queen c7. And okay, the position is more or less balanced. So this was the best defense for Magnus Carlsen. Just sacrifice the pawn and try to activate the rest of his pieces. Instead of that, Carlsen tried to defend the pawn at any cost, but the problem is that he gave the bishop pair, especially the light square bishop. Now wesleyso position is very, very pleasant, because white is more active, white have more development and have the bishop pair. So you have more development than the bishop pair, you are better, of course. Queen e7, added to that the queen is bad placed here, blockading the bishop. And now queen e2 by wesleyso. Logical move, because black wants to play knight f6 or g6, and it's a good prophylactical move against these 2 moves. Short castle was another idea, to face knight f6 with queen f3 instead of queen e2. Queen c7, bishop h6, very interesting. Of course, black should play this move to can develop the bishop. So bishop h6, very typical move, because now black cannot develop the bishop because the g7 pawn is hanging, and if you take the bishop, queen takes f6. So queen f3 was interesting too, but okay, queen e2 is fine. I understand that wesleyso wants the queen on e2 instead of on f3 to push f4 one day. Here, if knight here, bishop d2 is the best move. He played g6, h4, great move by Wesley, trying to attack the g6 pawn and trying to open the pieces, so very good move. And that's another reason of why wesleyso doesn't castle here, to keep the king on e1 and the rook on h1 to can push h4, so good move by wesleyso. Bishop h6. Finally black managed to take the bishop pair, but the problem is that the knight on h6 is very bad place and white have more development. So a long castle, good move, and yes, white have all his pieces in active squares. The queen could be improved, but just white have more development, and the knight is very bad placed on h6. And here the knight return to e8, good move by Magnus, h5, still putting pressure, and knight f6, good maneuver by Magnus Carlsen. H takes, f takes, and here came a very interesting moment of the game. I want to put you as exercise what do you think that is the best move here. Okay, now first to understand well the position and to find what is the white best move, we should understand what is the plan of our opponent. Here the black's plan is knight d7 and long castle. Why? Because black principal problem is the king. That's the black main problem. The king cannot go short castle, so the king only safe square is the long castle, and the only way to make that is first knight d7 and later goes long castle. So we should think of how we can avoid the long castle. First, we can think a very active move with f4. Okay, of course it's logical, just trying to go forward. And if he takes e5, knight d5, and this position is better for white. So f4 is an interesting aggressive option, but we have a great prophylactical move against the plan of knight d7 long castle, who is queen e1, 2 exclamation mark move. The idea is that if black plays knight d7, we wanting to go long castle. Now we have another great move, queen a5, preventing black to go long castle and just having a winning position because this king have no safe square. So this plan was great of queen e1, queen a5. Queen d2 doesn't work because this pawn is hanging. So the queen e1, beautiful move, going to a5. Instead of that, wesleyso played g3 in the game. The problem of this move is that it's so slow and black have time to play knight d7 and long castle. But Magnus Carlsen missed this plan. It's strange because Magnus Carlsen used to play with the king safe, and in this game he can manage to do that. Instead of knight d7, who is the best move, placing the king active and the rooks, and the king safe and the rooks active, he played rook d8, trying to trade pieces, but now it's more or less clear that white is fine here. Here queen e3 was stronger because the queen is aiming everywhere. It's going to h6, b3, h7. The queen on e3 is very powerful, aiming every side. For example, c5, queen b3, rook takes, king f8, and bishop d5. This could be very interesting for white. But okay, Wesley played f4 following his plan. Understandable. It's not a bad move, but just queen e3 was stronger. Rook takes, king f8, and now f5 by wesleyso, trying to attack the black king, g4, h6. Now f takes was stronger. For example, if rook f8, bishop f7, here rook d8, rook h1, keeping pieces over the board to attack the black king. And black cannot castle, of course, because here the king is very exposed. So f takes was slightly better. Instead of that, he played bishop e6, who is logical too. Rook d8, rook h1, great move by wesleyso, keeping pieces over the board to attack the black king. Knight here. And here he played king b1, who is a good move. Queen e2 is another possibility, attacking h6 and e5. Queen e5, king here. Just keep queens, of course. But okay, king b1 is a good prophylactical move, avoiding this second g5. Here, queen d6 was a possibility, entering here. By the way, g5 by Magnus. Here, a4 was very strong for wesleyso. Just leaving the first rank checkmates and just gaining space in the queen side. Queen a2, okay, normal move. Again, a4 was the best move. c3, b3, and finally, after a4, he playing good move a4. a5, queen f2, returning back to the Asian. And finally, wesleyso managed to enter in black position. Oh no, white is completely winning because this king is very unsafe. This pawn is hard, this bishop controls all the diagonal. And white position technically is close to be winning, but he finally found a way to enter in black camp. So queen a7 and black position is hopeless. He takes the pawn and f6. And now checkmate is coming, so Magnus Carlsen resigned. So great victory of wesleyso. We still be in the top of the tournament. He goes to the last round with half point ahead praggnanandhaa and 1 point ahead Firuzza. And Magnus Carlsen is in the 5th position of 6 players. So very bad tournament for Magnus Carlsen. So let's see if wesleyso finally managed to win the tournament in the last round and Magnus Carlsen at least won the last round against gukesh. Bye bye.